Welcome to Sit Downs with City Lifestyle, Vegas Edition podcast. My name's Chrissy Bound. I'm the owner of Henderson City Lifestyle magazine, and we are back with one of our Meet the Partners series. And I have my dear, dear friends on the podcast today, Justin and Laura Long, owners and founders of Diazo Wealth. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming.
This is great.
Justin, I'm glad we got you here too.
Yeah.
Look at you.
He's so hard to nail down.
Here I am.
Partially against your will and forced by Laura and I to be
Mostly.
here.
Correct.
But yet we appreciate your company today. So for those who may not be familiar, tell us a little bit about what Diazo is.
You want to take it?
I just
You got to
love
get him
this.
to talk because we know I will talk.
Yes.
So we are a boutique concierge financial planning and investment management firm. Born out of an idea that Laura had with a concierge medicine doctor. And we help folks to drive through a process for their financial plan, their investment managements, our concierge services, and multi-generational planning.
Okay. How did you guys get into wealth management?
Oh, boy, that's a fun story.
This is more fun than mine.
Yeah.
We'll let you go first.
So I grew up, my dad was a horse trainer, and we'll just say that they didn't make a ton of money. And he had sold a piece of land. And my goal, because his wealthiest client was always a corporate attorney.
Okay.
So I was, my whole goal was to go to Stanford Law.
Wow. Okay.
And Dad took the chunk of money that he sold the property from, put it away, and I was going to Stanford Law. Well, fast forward to 16 years later, I get in.
Wow. Congratulations.
But Dad had to come to me and tell me that his advisor had put him in something that went to zero.
No.
Yeah.
So
I just got the chills.
when I went to college, I started asking around, and I was really fortunate. I had an economics professor that I sat down and talked to, and he kind of explained the world of financial advising to me. And from there, I was like, well, I don't want anybody to ever feel like I did in this situation. So let me see what this looks like. So I dug into it, and I'm older than you guys, so I'm not going to say how long ago, but that was a long time ago. And since then, we've been helping people to achieve their goals.
I love that.
He did go to UNR, though. So
Yes.
it's not like he...
Yeah.
Yes,
He didn't
yes,
suffer, just
Yes.
wasn't...
Yeah.
Stanford.
It just wasn't, and it kept me from being an attorney, which I'm grateful for.
Yes.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Laura, how about you?
Well, mine's a little bit less, tugging at the heartstrings. Like I was like any Vegas kid. I was going through college. I was working in hospitality, which is not really a surprise in this city. And, my dad has been a banker for my entire life. My mom has always worked in financial services to some extent. I was in hospitality. And I got an opportunity to work in financial services. And for me, it was, despite how it would sound like I would be set up, with my parents, it really wasn't something that we talked too much about. And so I really love challenges. So I dove in with both feet. And I always thought that Wall Street sounded like the most adulty thing that you could learn about. And I really felt like I was,
Cool suits
I
and
could,
everything.
yeah, but I was kind of lacking on it. So the way that I tackle any of that is jump right in. And so, yeah, not quite the same super motivational story. It was just like, yeah, that seems really adulty. Let's go for it. So,
I love it.
I've been in it for, I will tell you, 12 years, however old you think I am from that, but it's worked out great.
And you guys work together as a
Yes.
husband and wife team.
Yes.
So, okay, I have to ask that question. What is that like working together every single day?
Absolutely awesome.
It really
If
is.
if I'm being honest, getting to work with your best friend and somebody who clearly feels the same way about what needs to be done for people, it's been a blessing.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that so much.
It's so fun.
I mean, if you guys had to say what's one of the most gratifying parts of your job, what would you say?
For me, I think that, so I always say that I take the responsibility of, because we're having these conversations with people and they're telling you their hopes and their dreams and their goals and some of these things that they don't even share with their own partners or family or, whoever it may be.
Yeah.
And they trust us, and I take that so seriously. And I love that we build that trust with people. And so for me, I would say that the most rewarding thing is being a part of that journey for people and seeing them actualize what they want and their goals and seeing it come to life and being, there every step of the way with them. I think that's really, really rewarding.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I would echo that. I've had some of my clients for almost 2 decades now, and getting to see the stages of life and the things that we've gone through, and the births and the deaths and the birthdays and the retirement and the kids going to college and the things that are just important to people when they walk in and they're unsure of how to get there, and we put a plan in place that gets us there. When that comes to fruition, it is so cool to watch these things come true and come to life. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding.
Yeah. I mean, I have to tell you guys just a quick sidebar story. And when I went to your event at Dragon Ridge, and I met with one of your clients who, because Vegas is such a small town, ended up being friends with another friend who I didn't know was going to be there, but that's all Vegas.
Yep.
And she said that she was able to retire at a very young age because of you guys. And I'm looking at her thinking, and I didn't want to ask her, how old are you? But she was obviously very young. And so I was like, so what do you do now? And she's like, I just enjoy life. I travel. I do these different activities, et cetera, et cetera. And I was just like, that's amazing. But she's like, it was because you guys met with her early and were able to map out her plan for her.
Yep.
And that's got to be just such an amazing feeling for you guys.
Yeah. She retired in her early 30s. I'll say that. So she's like, she's doing great.
Yeah. When she said she was retired, I was like, we can't be that far apart in age. What am I doing wrong here?
No.
You know,
Different situation.
Different situation. Yes.
But yeah, we definitely took that situation and we created a plan, and to her credit, she's done a great job sticking to what we put together, and it just continues to work, which that is one of the funnest parts of what I do.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are a boutique firm. So talk a little bit about what boutique means.
So for us, I would say, I mean, there's plenty of places you can get help, right? And there's a lot of like big box firms I won't name by name, but we all know the big green signs or blue signs or whatever it is. And they all just kind of have this very corporate feel. You walk in, you meet with a guy in a suit and tie, and they have their checklist. You have your 45-minute little thing that they go through. And yes, they probably get some good information from you. But, you know, it's pretty cookie cutter. For us, it's a little bit different. Like, we really do want to get to know you. It's really laid back. I definitely do not wear a suit and tie. Yeah. As you can see, we came from work. So this is kind of what you're getting. It's just it's a more intimate feel. We really get to know our clients. And it's really just, it's deep conversations. It's actual connection with them. It's connecting with them and their families. And so do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I would say it's, you get all the benefits of the attention of a small firm, and we have all the backup of the big firms with our custodians.
Right.
As someone who worked at one of the big retail box firms for more than a decade, the advice is different, the connection's different, the timing's different. Not to say one's right and one's wrong, but if you're looking for something that's a little bit more in depth, a little bit less of a sales process and more of a planning process, that's where boutique has kind of always fit in this world for me.
Yeah, there's a lot less red tape. And so to Justin's point, when he was working with his firm, it was like, you know, you would talk to somebody and you would say, okay, you know, there are certain parts of it. Hey, you know, you should really do estate planning. You should really talk to a CPA. And they're like, okay, well, can you recommend somebody? No, I can't. Like, corporate is like, no, hands off, you know, whereas we have kind of totally turned that on its side, and we're like, no, actually, we go through and we vet places that we know are going to take care of our clients. There's no obligation to work with anybody we recommend, but at least we're giving you a starting point, so you're not going home with this laundry list of things and a Google search.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've kind of taken those things and turned them upside down to the benefit of our clients.
It's a holistic approach. I know you guys use the term white glove service, but it really is, because you don't have to, you're not sitting there in front of your computer with Google just trying to figure it all out on your own. You guys are actually taking their hands and walking them through each of these different layers of your financial plan, which is everything. Yeah, you know, and
it is.
And you know, you mentioned that you're with people in some of their, talking to them about some of their most intimate desires of their life that they may or may not have even shared with, you know, family members.
Right.
And, you know, I would say right there alongside your doctor, you guys are talking to people about the things that are the most sensitive to them in their life, because it can be intimidating to open up your book and say, okay, this is me. You know, it's a very raw moment for people, you know?
There's a lot of vulnerability. And that's the other thing about about us having a boutique firm. Like, I mean, you're really going to get to see our family. We work together. We're a husband-wife team. But it's just, we also understand that being vulnerable is hard. And so we are vulnerable ourselves. Like everybody knows about, my health journey or my kids or things like that. And so it's a lot easier for people to share when they can see that we're real people. We have the same kind of, the issues and things that we consider. And whereas, again, if you're just working with one of those corporate things, you're probably not going to get to know your advisor that intimately as well. And it's just like, no, this is a relationship. Like you're going to know me, I'm going to know you, like you're going to know things that are important to me too. It's not a one-sided thing. So trust is super important. I think that that's part of how you build it, is like you actually form a real bond, and they're invested in our success just as much as we're invested in theirs.
For sure. I mean, if people maybe either are working with some of the big boxes or haven't really laid out their financial plan, is there a certain age or timeline that you would recommend that people get started?
The best time to get started is the age of yesterday.
Yes.
The next best day is today. And there really is. So we do multi-generational planning. We have multiple families. I think it's up to 12 or 13 that we have 3 generations that we work with.
We have two
that we have 4.
Yeah. Wow.
And we have client accounts for 2-year-olds, and we have client accounts for 98-year-olds. That's literally the range that we run.
Wow.
And there's no bad time for a good plan. And understanding money and teaching money, and that's something that we're really passionate about, is teaching the next generation about their finances and things like that. Because I don't know if you guys got taught it in high school here, because I sure didn't.
No. We're learning geometry, and we're not learning how to balance it.
Right. But understanding money is such an important part of being able to manage it and be successful and things like that. So there is no minimum age. There is no minimum dollar amount. I think the most important thing is to get started.
Well, you answered my next question, because I think one of the other things that people might be worried about is like, oh, well, if I'm going to work with a financial planner, I need to have X amount of wealth already, already on hand.
Yep.
But you guys work with people of all different levels.
It's one of the biggest, I would say it's probably, and it's warranted. It's a misconception, but it's warranted, because if you walk into, fill in the big bank, wirehouse, whatever it is, and you're like, I want to start a $50 a month investment account.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a 1-800 number.
They're going to give you a 1-800 number and be like, okay, or you go online and you do this. That's not right.
Yeah.
Good advice should be available to all. And now are you going to, if you walk in and do that, is it going to take me 10 hours to do your plan? Probably not, but we're going to have a real conversation and we're going to make sure that we build a road that you can follow. And you may not need to deviate from that road for 10 years, but if you're 18 and getting started,
good on you.
Get started.
Yeah.
I wish I would have.
Yeah. Compound interest. Like the benefits just continue.
Eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah. The earlier you get started, the easier it is down the line. Like it really does.
Well, and you mentioned multi-generational planning. So talk a little bit more about what multi-generational planning is for those that aren't in the finance world.
So multi-generational planning is, in my experience, in my now more than 2 decades of doing this, not always the greatest communication between generations.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to do 2 things simultaneously. Is one, open up the conversation of, hey, if Grandma and Grandpa built this, what do they want this to look like when they're gone? Instead of everybody waiting around until they pass away to cash a big check, it's, no, let's build a plan on what this does and why it does it. And then the second piece is really letting that generation see the fruits of their labor now. And there's gifting laws, and there's this and there's that, and there's all these complexities, but we can make it really simple. We have had quite a few clients that have exercised that muscle, and it's grown their family's connection, and it's grown the confidence in the younger generation. I had one older client that was like, well, what if they mess it up? And I said, what if they don't?
Right.
And his answer to me was like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So we had a great conversation, and they're doing things and seeing things and getting to participate before they're gone. Which
awesome.
is so meaningful.
Yeah. They're building a legacy that they get to see.
They get to see their legacy, which is just awesome.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, it's interesting because you're right. So many times in generations before this, people didn't know the legacy building side of it. I think that people were amassing wealth, but they weren't there wasn't a lot of discussion about money. There was almost a stigma about talking about money
Yes.
between generations.
Yep.
And I feel like that stigma is kind of going to the wayside. And so are you guys seeing a lot more people participate in multi-generational wealth?
We are. We've started the conversation, and there's not been any real pushback. There's been questions. Well,
Yeah.
what if? Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get in the room and let's have a conversation, because I would say that the older generation is probably more surprised by the positivity of the answers that
Absolutely.
they get
Yeah.
than the things they made up in their head that were going to come out
Yeah.
that don't, and the absolute outpouring of just affection and connection and all of these things that come out of it. It's been awesome to watch. So we're seeing a lot of people that are like, oh, okay, so we can do this. Doesn't hurt us tax wise. Doesn't do this. Doesn't do that. And I get to see this stuff.
Yeah.
I get to. We have one client that her granddaughters are going to school in a great school, and they facilitated that.
That's amazing.
She gets to see that.
That's
Right.
great.
Which is just it's the pride and joy of her retirement. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people hesitate because they do assume that, oh, well, if they give it to them now, what if they just
Right.
blow it? And so I tell them, I was like, I started Diazo with the money that I got from when my grandmother passed away. And, I think we're doing great work. I personally feel like her legacy lives on because that's what helped me got started. But I would have rather her been here to see it.
Yeah.
And so kind of when you put it with that perspective on there and a client is sitting across from you and saying like, oh, you're a young person and you didn't blow and you made this with that. Like, I wonder what my grandchildren might do with it. It makes it a lot more, I don't know, just like.
It's relatable.
Exactly.
And it helps them be able to have a little piece of like feel emotionally invested like in the next generation's future as well.
Right.
Versus just saying here's what you're going to inherit and that's it, you know.
Right.
So what are some of the mistakes you see people making? I mean, obviously having a plan is big, but are there any other just general mistakes that you guys see people making when it comes to wealth management?
Oh, that's a big question.
We can probably do an entire podcast on just that.
That is
We
a
can
big
definitely
question.
come back to that.
What I will say is that there isn't anything specifically that's ever good or bad or investment. It's how it suits with your overall plan.
Right. Okay.
So I see the biggest mistake that we'll call it is when somebody says they want one thing and they're doing something completely opposite of that.
Okay.
So that's what I would say is the biggest mistake. I don't believe that there's such a thing as a good or a bad investment.
Okay.
It's got to be appropriate for what you're trying to accomplish. But if you tell me, hey, I'm a really conservative investor, and then I look at your risk profile and you're scoring at 98, and I'm like,
Maybe not.
That's not what I'm seeing. So that's the mistake.
There's a misalignment here.
So it's or they've been told something is safe, and I'm like, well,
is that mine, Justin?
Right.
I'm risk averse. 98 would be mine.
Right.
Go
Right,
for
right,
it.
right,
Go
right.
on black. You know?
No, so as far as mistakes go, that's the big one that I see that people and I don't think the communication is always the best from the advisor to what this does, why it does it, what it means, how it fits to the plan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the process we go through. This is what this does. This is why we have it. This is how it fits with your plan. And if those three things align, it doesn't matter if it's the riskiest investment on the planet or the most conservative. If it checks the three boxes, it fits.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Well, if you guys had to give one piece of advice to somebody watching or listening right now, what would it be?
For me, I would say just get started. I feel like my experience as a human being, there's plenty of things that I have talked myself out of unnecessarily. And there's so many people that when we finally get to meet someone and sit down with them, they're like, oh, you know what? I wish I would have done this sooner.
Yep.
I kept convincing myself that I didn't need this because my situation wasn't complex enough, or I didn't make enough money, or I don't understand this enough, or whatever it is. I think there's a lot of us out there that talk ourselves out of what we actually really want. And so my advice would be to just get started. And we're a great starting place. Look, even if you don't end up working with us, I'm a big proponent in giving away your value. So we're going to sit down, we're going to learn all about you. And then even if you don't end up working with us, we give you an assessment of look, here are some things that you should do. If you don't end up working with an advisor, if you think you can do it on your own, that's great.
Yeah.
Take what we give you and go for it.
Yep.
If we're not a good fit for, whatever reason, here are some things to ask the next person that you interview for that. So we really just, come have a conversation with us. It's not scary. It's not intimidating. All we're going to ask you about is you, and you are the biggest expert on yourself. So like my advice would be like, just do it. Just get started.
Same for you, Justin?
Yeah, I would echo that. Again, best time to start was yesterday.
Yeah.
Next best is today. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Find out what you don't know. Find out what you need. Find out where you want to go. I tell everybody that meets with me, I'm like, we have to find out where you are, where you want to go. Building the road in between is the easy part. We just need to figure out where you are and where you want to go. And let's sit down and figure out what that road looks like.
And that can change too.
Yep.
Like that's going to change all the time. We don't really realize how many things, how many times you have to pivot, and we're there for that too. It's not like your plan is set in stone. Sometimes it's like, oh well, now I'm pregnant. Now I'm this, or hey, I just got this crazy job offer that I wasn't expecting. Like life changes all the time, and when you have that good solid foundation, it's a lot easier to to pivot and to just kind of steer and still get where you want to go, navigating all those things.
Which actually brings me up to one last thing. You guys check in with your clients quite frequently.
Yes.
And that's something that I think is different about what you guys offer versus some of the other people as well. So how frequently are you guys having touch points with your clients?
Well, I think you said it the other day when you stopped by. I'm always on the phone with a client.
You are always on the phone.
Yes,
always
yes.
on the phone.
I am. So bare minimum, we talk to all of our clients 3 times a year.
Okay.
Right.
The
Which the industry standard is you have
Once.
to talk to everybody at least once a year. We do it 3 times a year.
Right.
At least.
Yes.
It's probably 5 or 6 to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest at a bare minimum. But what you need is what you need, and that's where we want to communicate. So.
We prompt those conversations 3 times a year, and then obviously we're available whenever things come up, because it's not like things come up on a calendar.
Right.
Yeah.
So we also tell our clients, like, reach out to us with anything regarding a dollar or percent sign. Like if you've got questions or you just want to bounce ideas off of someone, just call us. Like start with us. We're here to listen and help you in any way we can. So we talk to our clients a lot.
A lot.
Well, and I can feel that just being around your guys' clients. Like there's absolutely a closeness between you guys and them that I don't think you necessarily, I didn't expect it until I got to know you guys better. But it's like, wow, like you guys are really arm in arm with these people, and it's great to see. So if people are looking for help, how can they find you guys?
Ooh, so the best thing I think if you want more information about us, is going to our website, so diazo.com. On there, it's got our new address effective today. Yes. We just moved to a new building.
Come by the grand opening.
You can come by the grand opening, depending on when this airs. That's October 23rd. But yeah, we've got our website that's got our individual emails. It's got our phone number on there. But yeah, and then it's even got, if you don't want to call somebody, it's got a little
form you can fill out.
Yeah, form you can fill out that'll contact us, and somebody can reach out. We try to make it as flexible and accessible to people. It's just like we're meeting you where you are on your terms. Like however you feel comfortable reaching out, we're gonna match that. So we've got a lot of different options.
I love it. Well, congratulations to you guys on your new building.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Can't wait to see it. I'm so excited for this next journey for you guys. And of course, I'll be there for the grand opening on October 23rd. And I can't thank you enough for coming on today. We
really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
It's been awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for listening in today, guys, and we will see you next time.